All right, guys, welcome to the show. Tim and I, the bald guy, is here. He's here.
Hello, everybody.
He looks enthusiastic, man. Are you ready to go, Tim?
What a dumpy weekend.
It was crazy. It was a crazy weekend, and I'm telling you, every time I do well, you do. It seems like you do poorly. I'm telling you.
Something's not right here, man.
Now, I haven't won all my 3 weeks. There's this one league I'm in right now where it's going to be literally head-to-head Diggs versus Kelsey tonight. And I think Diggs is going to prevail here. I genuinely do. And then we've got another one where I'm up like 60 points and he's got like Beasley and Kelsey. I just need Kelsey to flop tonight. That's the bottom line in the Monday Night Football game. That's it.
That's a lot to ask. I don't know about a flop, I mean, that guy is solid as can be.
He is red hot, man. I looked at his games this year. I think he peaked out at a 24-point game. As long as he stays under 24 points, I should be okay. So I'm excited to watch the games tonight, Buffalo Bills. I've also got another league where I'm playing Tyler Hawklin. He is the guy that plays Superman on DC. I posted it on my Instagram. Now, when I posted it, he was up because he had San Fran's defense. So he was up, I think, 5 points. So now his name is Tyler Hawklin, guys. He plays in the DC. You probably heard of him. I don't really watch the DC too much. I was watching Flash a little bit, but anyway, it looks like San Fran gave up some points at the end of the game. So it's literally Josh Allen versus he's got no one left tonight. He's up by 1. So if Josh Allen doesn't crap the bed, knock on wood, as long as he's good, I'm good to win all 3 weeks this week, all 3 leagues this week, man. I'm excited.
So all you need is Josh Allen to get you like 2 points. You're good.
I need him to throw to Diggs. I need him to really connect with Diggs. And I need Kelsey to crap the bed. It's crazy, man, the scenarios. And it's amazing how much hate you have towards certain players when you are playing them. You just want them to not succeed.
Yeah, that's what's kind of funny about fantasy is like I get people that ask me all the time, hey, so what's your favorite team? What's your favorite team? I don't really have a favorite team, man. I like players, It's all about players for me. So I got some teams that I kind of sway to, but I don't really have a favorite team.
Right, exactly. I kind of gravitate to whatever fantasy player does well for me. That's it. Like that, the team that my fantasy player's on, pretty much.
Yep.
So we're talking studs and sucks of week 6. I know there's 2 more games to go, but we like to do this on Monday, and there's a lot of games on Sunday we need to cover. We need to cover and give an award the suck of the week at each position. And we're going to start with quarterback, wide receiver, tight end. We end off with running back, and at the end, we go through the suck of the week. We both award the suck of the week at each position. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of players that piss me off, guys like Gesicki, man, Aaron Rodgers. And we're going to start off with quarterback, and I got to tell you here, this pisses me off, Tim. I can't seem to get it right. I have Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers. Every time I start Aaron Rodgers, he craps the bed. There's nothing I can do. I can't avoid this. The only thing I can do moving forward is start Matt Ryan. Now, mind you, Matt Ryan had a good week this week. I'm going to start him next week. He's going to crap the bed. So what do? Do I just keep Matt Ryan in? Do I keep Aaron Rodgers? What do I do?
It's a tough one, man. It is a coin flip. I had kind of the same situation this week. I'm looking at Matt Ryan and then I'm looking at Burrow. And for me, honestly, it was kind of a coin flip. I did stick with Ryan, so thankfully that one paid off for me.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts. And Matt Ryan having a great week. Let's start off with that, man. So again, this is going to change predicate on, tonight's games. Obviously, we got Pat Mahomes in there. We got Josh Allen. Who is playing the other game tonight? I got to take a look.
Arizona
and Dallas.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me here. I don't really care about that game, but I just care about seeing Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen go at it today. And we're going to see if Buffalo's defense is for real. They crapped the bed last week against Tannehill. They got to make some adjustments here if they have a chance against the Chiefs. So again, this is predicated on Sunday's games, not on Monday Night's Football. So if you look at the top finisher, guys, it was Deshaun Watson and then Matt Ryan. Carson Wentz having a good fantasy game. Believe it or not, he did lose. He did lose to Baltimore. The guy can't get it going there. Ryan Tannehill, my guy, phenomenal week, outdoing the guy below him by a little bit of a margin, Lamar Jackson. Phillip Rivers having a good week, believe it or not. Kirk Cousins, which is weird because I was playing Kirk Cousins, and we're in this league where if you throw an interception, you get really demoted. So at one point, he had like -9 points. Ended up finishing with like 22, 23 points in that particular league. And he had like 23.72 PPR points typically, or not that it's PPR, but you know what I mean, total points. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, Cam Newton, and Gardner, the Chu Minshew with 18 points. Those are your top 10 after Sunday's games, Tim. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know what's funny is, so you mentioned Wentz, and Wentz didn't really have a good game, man. He was 21 of 40 for what? 213 yards.
Right.
Not an impressive showing by any means. Threw 2 touchdowns. He gained some points in his running. Believe it or not, Carson Wentz ran for almost 50 and put in a touchdown himself. So that kind of saved him there. And then you got a couple of those lower lying guys too, like Cam Newton, Minshew. All of those guys ran in a touchdown as well, which kind of saved their butts because they were only in the high teens. Take away the touchdown, they were nothing.
Yeah, I know you could say that, but I mean, the touchdown is there. But yeah, it is touchdown inflated. Like Carson Wentz, that one touchdown, the 50 yards, that helped. Lamar Jackson, he had that little scamper run. It was a run for a touchdown that really helped his numbers. And guys like you said, Joe Burrow and Gardner Minshew, their numbers would have been low without that one touchdown that they ran in. So yeah, very touchdown predicated. Some weeks they don't get it. A guy like Burrow may or may not get it week in, week out. We're definitely have to see if that continues. Now, let's talk about some sucks of the week at the quarterback position. And I got to start off with, I don't know what happened to him, man. He was looking really good, leading in a lot of categories at the quarterback position. Teddy Bridgewater, man, nine points, under 10 points, a guy that just crapped the bed. I don't know what happened.
I actually thought you were going to talk about Drew Lock, so that kind of surprised me. But yeah, I mean, you can say that, but then you got to say the guy that you played. Are you kidding me? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron 3.8 points.
It's disgusting. It's
Holy
absolutely
crap.
disgusting. And I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Aaron Rodgers, it's like some games, and usually it's on the road. I've watched him through the year, especially because I used to bet on some of these games, and I'd have like Green Bay. I need them to cover, them to do something. Then he just craps the bed. I don't know what he does. He goes into this mode where he's not trying. It's like second and 9, and he's running the ball when he should be trying to fight to move the ball down the field. I don't know why he gets in this mode, Tim. It bothers me genuinely.
This is what I thought we saw from him a lot last year. Was he just didn't look to be on the right page. He seemed to be kind of lost, and that's what we had this game. So this year he's pulled it together. He's been pretty good. This game, no way, man. Just wasn't there. Just didn't have it.
No, not at all, man. Joe Flacco, not expecting anything from him. But another guy, Baker Mayfield, man, they just fell apart against Pittsburgh completely, 38-7. What a loss.
Yeah, now they're saying they pulled him because he was banged up, not really because of his performance. But yeah, it's funny, man. They're a night and day team. So they started, I think, the first game they were crap. Then they came back and they started looking really good. They put up some big games. Their guys were doing great. And then they put up a stinker this week too. Like, it's just brutal, man.
Yeah, I'm not sold on them being a good team. So we're going to cover that with Fire and Ice show on Wednesday with me and Tom. We're going to talk about that because, again, we're trying to determine which teams are for real, which are not. And I think Buffalo is going to be tested again because they had a good record. They're going to be tested. But surprisingly, Chicago, they're like the most fake 5-1 team or 4 and whatever their record is. They keep winning, man. I don't know what it is with Chicago.
Yeah, you know what? I would almost say the same about Pittsburgh. To me, Pittsburgh isn't that great of a team. What's their record right now? They're like
5-1.
Yeah, like to me, they're not a 5-1 team, but they're getting it done, man. It's an all-around effort, I would say, on that case. Same thing with Buffalo.
We'll talk about that when it comes to wide receivers because I think Claypool is the real deal. Now, if you guys know and been listening to my stuff, I kept saying stack Deontay and Claypool because I'm not a psychic and I couldn't tell you who's going to emerge. Is it going to be Deontay? Is it going to be Claypool? Now, Deontay has been out. When Deontay comes back, it still could be a factor. But Claypool's been really stepping it up, looking really good. There was one other touchdown he kind of reached out for, was kind of short of the goal line, but still put up pretty solid points, still did get a touchdown. So he's a guy, since we're talking about Pittsburgh, I had to go off on a tangent and transition to the quarterbacks here. I mean, Claypool's looking really good, man. Monster on the field. He's got Big Ben. I like him. I think he could be a superstar, like a Megatron. He could be that good here potentially. I like him.
Yeah. Claypool is looking really good, man. So for another week, he puts up high double-digit points. You're talking 18 points out of him. Finished just out of the top 10 as of right now, but still, for a guy that you were, picking up really late in your draft, he's been paying off huge lately.
And this is interesting. That's why I told you wait on wide receiver. We kept preaching it. Now you look at another guy that saved my weeks, literally, because I had him in my lineups. And that mistake I made by starting Aaron Rodgers over Ryan Tannehill hopefully was made up fully if I prevail in all my leagues this week because of the starter Justin Jefferson, a guy that I said is a plug and play this year. Diggs is gone, 150 freed up targets from what we saw back in 2018, way back then when Diggs was eating. Now there was a void there, right? Thielen can only get so much work. Jefferson's going to be opened up, and Jefferson's a good receiver, and he performed, man, 39.6. fantasy points. Unbelievable performance, and he's been pretty consistent every week. I like him.
Oh yeah, man, he looked amazing yesterday. And you know what's funny is Thielen. I don't want to say Thielen looked like crap. Cousins looked like crap. Like
Yeah.
the throws that he sent to Thielen were pretty much uncatchable, man. We're talking like 3 to 5 yards away from the guy. They were just brutal. So he had quite a few targets. I think he had 9 targets or something, but didn't get it done, man. And once again, it was the Thielen. Nothing in the first half. I think once again, he had like 2 points in the first half, and then he's trying to make it all up in the end. And just, it wasn't happening yesterday for him, man. It was ugly.
Right. Julio bounces back as well. A lot of people messaging me. They're like, should I start Julio? I'm like, yeah, I'm a little cautious about him, but I said in the comments, watch, he's going to come back and blow it up this week. And he did. So I'm like, if you don't have a much better option, you got to start Julio, right? So 33 points. Will Fuller, I predicted he'd have a good game. Actually, I got to go check my FanDuel lines because I had Fuller in there. I had Jefferson in all my lineups because I kind of know there's like this weird pattern. Cook's had a good week, so I'm like, okay, Fuller's going to have a good week this week. So you got to feel who, it's kind of weird. Some weeks one guy has a good week, next week, like watch, I bet you Ridley has a really killer week next week. It's so up and down with these receivers. It's unbelievable. So AJ Brown finishing 4th. Cook's having another solid week. Keelan Cole, believe it or not. Travis Fulgham, man, this guy's performing. I mean, if you had started this year and I said, hey, man, round 2, you got to draft Travis Fulgham and Justin Jefferson, and in round 3, you got to get Claypool. People would have thought I was nuts, but it's about seeing that value. Now, I didn't see Fulgham at all. Fulgham was not on my list, but Claypool and Jefferson, I saw that a mile away. Where the mainstream had, I think Claypool was ranked 66th amongst wide receivers, which is insane. Or no, 88th, I think. 88th or something like he was way down there. And I think Jefferson was pretty low as well. But again, it's about seeing those hidden gems and having them on your roster, Tim.
Yeah, Fulgham's had 2 great weeks in a row now, so he's looking like the real deal. Expect him to still put up a crapper or 2, but damn, if you picked this guy up at the right time, you're lucky.
Other studs, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins been consistent. I had him in a lineup. Adam Humphries and then Chase Claypool. We talked about Debo having a good game as well. Let's talk about some duds, Tim. I mean, there's some guys that obviously every week you're going to have the guys that, crap the bed. And one of them, and I can't talk about him anymore, but Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, he did nothing really. I mean, this was a guy that after that big game a couple of weeks ago, it was like, oh, Odell's back. He had one good game in 3 years. Then he puts up 4.5 points, finishing 58th amongst wide receivers prior to the Monday Night Football game. So, I mean, what a bust, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, that being said, Jarvis Landry was pretty bad this week too. I wouldn't call him a bust, but not looking good at all. Man, this week was crazy. So you got Mike Evans was a stinker, only put up 2 points. T.Y. Hilton only 2 points. I know you were not talking.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp sucked. I mean, my 2 stud receivers did nothing. I'm going to get trashed again this week because I even put in Madison, and expectations were huge for Madison, and you sucked. My whole team sucked this week.
Don't get me started on Madison because I've been hearing it because I thought he would be a solid plug and play for Dalvin Cook. Mind you, he was the defense he played against was pretty tough. Like they played him pretty tough. Like, I mean, I don't want to make excuses, but
there's no excuses for a 4, man. He got nothing.
Atlanta played tough. Atlanta played tough. I mean, there is no excuses for that. The offense played terrible as a whole. But again, Jefferson made up for it. But I can't believe Cooper Kupp, though, man. I mean, Cooper Kupp, what a letdown. T.Y. Hilton, he's been on my bench, man. He was a guy I miscalculated, but where I made up with him was I got Claypool and Jefferson on my T.Y. Hilton. That's why I said, man, you can just load up on these wide receivers once you got your solid base for running backs. But again, even at running back, Tim, I mean, they're all banged up. Not that I got Eckler. He's banged up. I had Saquon in one of my leagues. CMC, Saquon, Nick Chubb, Eckler. Who else is down? Everybody's down.
Well, what you just said right there are 4 pretty huge guys that went easily first, second round, man. So those are big losses. I had Saquon as well, and that killed me. So in mine, I always like to go against you, Joe. I like to give you the business, and we're good friends outside of this. So trying to screw with each other is good. So I did pick up the stud running back in round 1, but then I went wide receiver, and I thought I got 2 pretty good ones, but they sucked this week. So basically this week I had nothing from my top 3 rounds.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. That's why the league winners are drafted near the end. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. That's why 16 round is so effective, because we're not focused on consensus rankings. That's where people lose. It's just, can you imagine if you listen to Conchiefs, like you just won't win. You just can't win. Like they wouldn't tell you Claypool wasn't even drafted. They're telling you pick up Claypool, week 5 off the waiver. I'm like, dude, I told you to stash that guy. The way that 16 rounds formulates your roster, you're covered. Backup plan for a backup plan. All right, tight end, the very boring position. Then we'll go to running back. But I mean, George Kittle, consistent. Anthony Fisker, whatever his name is, had a good game here. Trey Burton, I think, ran it in for a touchdown, finished third. Darren Fells, Gronkowski, actually, I think now he's in a groove, man. With OJ Howard being out, it seems like Gronkowski and Brady have hit their stride, man. He had a good game. Really?
He did. Oh, I mean, he was playing the horrible Green Bay at the time. Horrible Green Bay, because that's what they were at the time. Yeah, he threw in, or he didn't throw in. He got a touchdown. He put up some decent yardage for what he got. So, yeah, he looked good yesterday. He was used.
Your boy, Hayden Hurst, sixth.
He's not my boy anymore. Don't call him that.
Hayden Hurst did well.
Screw you, Hurst.
Listen, Tim, here's another guy that pissed me right up. Adam Shireen. Every time I hear Adam Shaheen, I think of like Ed Sheeran. Isn't he like a singer or something like that?
Ed Sheeran? Yeah.
Ed Sheeran. Yeah. Every time I hear this name, Adam Shireen, I think of the singer. I'm like, why is there a singer on the field? Anyway, besides the fact, isn't that the guy sings Thinking Out Loud? Thinking Out Loud.
I don't think it's Thinking Out Loud, but yes, that is the song.
What's the song again? Can somebody help me out in the comments? What's that song by Ed Sheeran? I got to look that up now. It's bothering me. What's that song?
I don't know. I know the one you're trying to Baby, we found love.
Yeah, that one. Ed Sheeran song. Can somebody help me? I can't.
Ed Sheeran. Oh my God, you are slaughtering this.
It is Thinking Out Loud, by the way. And this is the thing. Adam Shireen, his brother, pissed me off because I'm looking and I said, yeah, tight end. He looked like a big tight end guy. I'm like, this definitely Mike Gesicki, right? Because Mike Gesicki is the main guy. No, it's Adam Shireen. I mean, I don't know what to say to you anymore. I don't know what to say.
Let's not make it wasn't spectacular. 14 points is good.
That could have gone to my guy Gesicki. Gesicki was a non-factor. I think he was on the field the whole time. I'm looking like, where the hell is Gesicki? 0 points. 0. I was losing it.
It hurts, man.
Yeah, Nick Boyle, Logan Thomas, all good weeks. Irv Smith Jr. Again, 1 week wonder guys like Nick Boyle. I don't see him being consistent. Jimmy Graham has been pretty consistent, 8.4 points, getting you around 10 points a game. Robert Tonyan, again, you saw Aaron Rodgers go to him, but Aaron Rodgers playing bad all around. Crap the bed. Also, your guy you talked about before the show, Mark Andrews. What is going on? He sucks. He sucks.
I would not say Mark Andrews sucks. Baltimore they've lost it, man. I mean, they were pretty hot for the first 3-4 games, looking really good. Mark Andrews still wasn't really good during a couple of those, but the team in general has just started showing that they're not the all-powerful that we thought they were.
No, man, they're looking mediocre at best. Geno Smith, crap the bed, right? Mark Andrews, like we talked about. Evan Ingram sucks, right? Gerald Everett, I thought he had a good game. I think it was last week or the week before, whatever. Everett doing nothing, I don't know, man. It's just like with tight end, it sucks. It's a tough position, man. You just got to kind of get what you can get, really. But Gesicki, real letdown for me. I should have just started Hawkinson and been okay with it, At least he got 9.7 points. I would have taken that.
And it figures. So this week I played Tonyan because he has been hot lately and he's looking good. And I think he's going to be good for the year-round play. But, I still have Hayden Hurst on my bench, and maybe now it's time to trade for Hayden Hurst.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe I can get something out of him.
Maybe. All right, let's move on here to the running back. I'm just checking my FanDuel things if I wanted to.
Yeah, just trying to brag.
Hold on, I just shouldn't be doing this during the show. I should be focused here. Yeah, the one league, I'm winning $80. I'm 19th. Listen to this, okay? I'm 19th place out of 713 people, 5,000 for first. Okay, 5,000. Let's see what I have left here. I got to talk about this because I was curious. I woke up thinking about this. So who do I have left? I'm done. So I finished 19th. I think there's still some more to play, or I think that's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're done, but you haven't finished 19th yet then if they've still got some Monday nighters going. So you're probably going to drop.
No, this was a Sunday NFL.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I won $80, but I think it's pending till the week ends or something like that. But here's where I got screwed. I would have probably won first place, but again, my bias got the best of me. It was Alexander Madison. Had I started someone else, I got Henry in there. I got Fitzmagic. I got Fuller. I got Jefferson. I got Claypool. Two guys that screwed me this week since we're talking studs and sucks. And I probably would have won the $5,000. Instead, I'm stuck with $80, even though I finished 19th out of a 700 is Madison and Tanyan. Again, that's Aaron Rodgers crap in the bed. And I don't know what the hell was going on with Madison, but I'm pissed off because that would have been $5,000.
It's funny the way that's the way those things are, man. It's all or nothing. So you probably, I'm just trying to do it off the top of my head here, top 3%. And you maybe tripled or quadrupled your money if you're lucky. That's the way it goes, man. You almost break even if you're in the top 10%.
You got to nail every player you especially there's a lot of people in that pool, right? It's hard enough beating your opponent in year long, right? Sometimes because you have that matchup in year long. And in DFS, it's like you're competing with hundreds and thousands of other people. So literally hundreds of thousands in some leagues. So it's like your lineup has to be perfect. And if you don't have the perfect lineup, somebody else does. And they're going to take the pot there. So, all right, let's move on to running backs here. Obviously, my boy, my man, the man, Derrick Henry, 40 points. DeAndre Swift showing that he had a little breakout game there. Had a bunch of 2 touchdowns that really inflated his numbers, but still, man, Detroit running the ball, but they were playing Jacksonville, so I'm not too excited. Swift and Ronald Jones, I know you've talked bad about him through the years, but I told you because, he never got that opportunity, always behind Peyton Barber. Now getting the opportunity, even with Fournette and McCoy there, he's doing good, Tim.
Fournette, he's had a couple good games this year. A couple. Yeah. He started off pretty slow, and now he seems to be coming on. Let's see if he can maintain it.
But given the volume, 23 attempts, 113 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. Given the attempts and the volume, he is producing. So if the volume maintains, Green Bay played like shit anyway, but we're going to see if that continues.
Yeah, I'm not going to dump on him. He did great this week. His yards per carry were good. Everything was good this week, but even before this week, still nothing special, man. He's not getting the touchdowns, which hurt when you're a running back. And that's what made him this week. He had great yardage, but 2 touchdowns as well. So that's what put him in the running here.
Right. James Conner, Myles Gaskin, Jonathan Taylor. Again, Taylor being a workhorse guy in college, not getting the attempts that we like. 12 attempts. We need to see more. Still finished 6th amongst running backs in Sunday's games. James Robinson, James White, Joe Mixon, and J.D. McKissick, believe it or not, cracking the top 10, but he only had 14 points, nothing exciting. And a lot of people knocking me about David Johnson. Listen, he's not looking spectacular. I know. I understand. But he's consistently, knock on wood, consistently putting up 12 to 14 points a game. And I know that doesn't seem outstanding, but he's outperforming guys that are injured. Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook, who didn't play this week. And he's always just, slow and steady wins the race. He doesn't look phenomenal, but you can flex him every week and get 12 to 14 points. Again, not excited, but is it, he's on the field, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he's okay. He's no stud anymore. We're not calling this guy your RB1. So who gives a crap if he can consistently put up those 10 to 15 points and maybe he'll throw in a monster this year?
Yeah.
You should be happy with that. We didn't, it's not like we were saying, grab this guy top 10.
Yeah, he's boring. David Montgomery, even more boring, finishing with 13.7 points. And there was a touchdown that got negated. I thought he was in. I think his knee came down just before the goal line. I watched that game. His numbers could have been a lot better this week. Aaron Jones, mediocre game, 13 points. Miles Sanders, also mediocre points, 11.5. All right, so who crapped the bed at the running back position? And let's start off with Alexander Madison. I got to take full credit for this one. I think everybody,
a lot of people were going with him, man. It's not a thing.
In my comments, it's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, you told me Madison, dude." Like everybody had Madison. It was kind of like he was going to get the volume, he was going to be the guy, and he just crapped the bed. I can't be helped.
Yeah. There's no reason to even explain it. He just didn't perform this week. Everybody wanted him. I wanted him this week. I needed him, and he sucked.
Other than that, man, everybody kind of performed to where they were kind of supposed to. I don't see anybody here. Todd Gurley, 9.7. He kind of crapped the bed. I don't know.
I would say, I mean, there weren't expectations at the beginning of the season because he wasn't even on a team, but Devontae Freeman,
Yeah.
So my suck of the week, honestly, I'm just going to tell you right now, my suck of the week is Kareem Hunt. 7-7. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable from Kareem Hunt, especially with Nick Chubb being out. I mean, that is beyond unacceptable. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody here. That Mark Ingram, I mean, 2 points, is the guy that's supposed to be the starter, but that's why I said stay away from these guys. It's a committee. I don't trust any one of them. It's a three-headed, not even monster. They all kind of not that good, but either way, I mean, Dobbins was supposed to be the guy. Dearness Johnson, the guy that everybody went crazy for off the waiver wire when Nick Chubb went down because he came in and got that volume, had 0.1 points, so he's not a viable solution. Rex Burkhead, not that I have expectations out of him, Tim, but this was a guy like 2 or 3 weeks ago who just completely went off. But this is, again, can't trust the New England Patriots and pick these guys up off waiver wire. They're great, and they're just crap in the bed, Tim. I don't know what to tell you.
This was not the week for running backs, believe it or not. So the top 3 guys were 20 plus. After that, mid double digits. So we're not even talking like high teens. We're talking mid teens. This was a bad week for running backs. You got a lot of your guys that are just sitting in that 6 to 10 point range this week. Big name guys. You got your Gurley, you got Lindsey, who was basically running the backfield. Mostert, Daryl Henderson, like crappy week for running backs.
Mostert got hurt in the third quarter, in the early third quarter. I think it was an ankle or something, so he didn't play the rest of the game.
I don't care. I mean, he was getting the attempts when he was in, but it still wasn't converting over to good points.
No, he wasn't doing good. He just kept getting all these attempts. It was like 14 rushes, 57 yards. It was slow and steady wins the race type guy. And I don't wish injury on people, but I'm kind of glad he was sidelined, because I was playing him in one league. So I hate to say it, but I'm just glad he didn't get any more points. That's all. Yeah. All right. So let's go through. Let's pick one. So who is the bust of the week, the suck of the week at the running back position? Let's start off with that.
Yeah, I told you mine already. Mine's Hunt. Expectations are high and underperformed big time.
So I'm going to go with Alexander Madison, clearly, because he had huge expectations and 2.6 yards per carry. Unacceptable. 4 points. That's not good, man. So he's my suck of the week. Let's go to tight end position because nobody really cares about this position. Let's get it out of the way. And I got to go with my guy, Gesicki. The guys that directly influenced and screwed my lineups, Gesicki and Madison. Shame on you guys. Shame.
Yeah. What did you say? Gesicki threw up a donut? Like he got a 0, right?
No, completely.
I mean, that is a suck, and the expectations are there. So I'd kind of agree with you on that one, but there's a lot of guys that could possibly get it here, man. I mean, Janu Smith, even a 2.3. You're pretty awful. Yeah.
Who you awarding it to?
I'm going to give it to Andrews again, man. This guy is a top 3 tight end. Top 3 tight end, and you are not getting her done.
Yeah, unacceptable. All right, wide receiver, the suck of the week. I'm almost tempted to say Odell, but he sucks almost every week except for the one breakout week he had in the past 4 years. So I can't say him. I mean, there's so many guys here that could get honorable mentions. I mean, a lot of expectations for Jerry Jeudy, 5.2 points. I mean, I'm leaning towards Juju, 2.6 points. I mean, people drafted this guy in the second or third, and I expected him to be a wide receiver 1, and Claypool has taken over. So I'm going to go with Juju as my suck of the week at 2.6 points. He's too busy playing Fortnite, I think, and dancing on TikTok to be focused on putting up points. So I'm going to go ahead and say Juju.
Pretty good call there, yeah. My expectations for Juju this year weren't quite as high, and he was going in those mid rounds, I think, right? Like he should have been going around rounds 4 to 6.
No, he was coming off in round 3. I mean, he wasn't going high for me, but the Chiefs, that's what they told you.
Yeah, that's crazy. My suck of the week has to be Cup.
Yeah.
For one, I have him on my team, and you pissed me off. And 2, you really suck this week. Expectations are for you to put up a 15 pretty much every week. So putting up a 4, you're my suck of the week.
Yeah, 2 Gurleys, 1 Cup. Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
Because it's Gurley, Todd Gurley was on the team. Gurley.
Cooper. Yes, Joe, I get it.
You get it. All right.
I may not be that smart, but I get that one.
You kind of have a Chucky laugh. Remember Chucky, the Child's Play? You kind of have that laugh. Kind of got that sinister. All right, let's move on. All right, so we got quarterback. I got to go again directly impacted by his crappiness. Aaron Rodgers, what the hell, man? I'm pissed.
Thankfully, I didn't play him. Not on my team. I wouldn't even take him. But I do like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, it's hard to pick someone else other than him this week. I'm not going to give it to Mayfield because I don't care. Expectations. Yeah, I agree with you.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
plain and simple. Aaron Rodgers, you suck this week. You suck huge.
I'm gonna go on. I gotta let you go because I gotta go on social and tag them and yell at them.
I gotta go vent and get my frustrations out.
Who should I start off with? Who should I do a video on? Maybe Madison. Start off with him.
Yeah, rip Madison first. Dude, you got to step up when you get that opportunity. I mean, we've seen what you can do, but damn.
Shame on you. Shame.
Go and rip him a new a-hole.
All right, Sam. There's your studs and studs for fantasy football week 6, NFL week 6 highlights, whatever you want to call this episode. I don't care. I'm pissed off. I hope I win the week. If Aaron Rodgers, messes me up, I'll be very pissed off even more.
All right, man. Go rip him.
All right, guys, we're out. Everybody have a great week. I'll see you with Tom Santinella. I got to do waiver wire tomorrow, and then Tom Santinella and I are back for Fire and Ice on Wednesday. We'll talk soon, guys.